Hi everyone, joining me today is Suraj Atreya, a partner marketing leader at Rackspace. Hi Suraj.
Hi Guhan, thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, you can start with a quick introduction of yourself and your career so far in partnerships.
Hey Guhan, yes, glad to share. I'm a marketing, demand generation, and a strategic alliances professional. 15 years experience, primarily in the AI, cloud, and the technology industry. Started off my early career in marketing, branding, and then moved on to demand generation, and then moved on to partnerships and alliances marketing. So currently I lead the partner and alliances marketing for the EMEA organization at Rackspace Technology, primarily working with cloud hyperscalers, the likes of Amazon, Microsoft, and Google, running joint co-branded campaigns, demand generation campaigns to fuel pipeline and to drive the partner ecosystem and generate tremendous value for customers. I'm really passionate about ecosystem-led growth and leveraging the power of the partner ecosystem, the customer ecosystem, and the broader industry ecosystem at large to drive tremendous value to everyone involved. So that's
Great.
a little bit about me.
Yeah, thanks for that wonderful intro. Looking forward to diving into more questions and details on how other partner leaders as well can drive such tremendous impact. So quick fact, I think we both met at partnership leader event, but we're also from the same university in the US. We both went to Hult, so a lot of shared experiences there. So looking forward to joining the other partner events in Bangalore as well.
Yeah, excellent. And in fact, Hult is where I did my master's. I did a master's
Yeah.
in digital marketing in the London campus. And that was a long time back, 15 years back.
Yep.
It's been an amazing journey. In fact, when I started off, digital marketing was the new shiny thing back then. And now it's a very well-fledged, robust, very strong industry. But that gave me a good background into thinking about digital first and you know, leveraging digital transformation and how in today's age translating into AI and cloud.
Yeah.
Partnerships is a natural extension of the digital transformation piece. So really excited and yes, glad that we are from the same university.
Yeah. So I think the first question, which leads into what you were just saying right now, is how do you approach GTM strategy in especially marketing and demand generation in the AI and cloud industry?
So Guhan, I would say that the GTM marketing demand generation really starts with alignment. And when I say alignment, I'm actually talking about internal alignment between the go-to-market functions, starting all the way from solutions, pre-sales, to marketing, sales, and partnerships, alliances function. Now, when these are well integrated, there's a strong clarity of message and a strong value proposition to the customer. That's where we then go to the partners and say, for example, what is a hyperscaler? In this case, what is AWS? Right? What are the joint synergies? And how do we then match the best of the internal alignment and external synergies to drive strong, profitable growth? Where partnerships really add a lot of value is in driving growth, driving profitable growth. So we know that there have always been sales and marketing teams, right? Sales and marketing has been there from the last several decades. But what has really now changed is the partner ecosystem and the data and intelligence which comes in through the ecosystem. Companies are now able to leverage that and drive sustained business growth, profitable business growth. And in a sense, it is a corporate strategy, or in a sense, it is a very strong competitive advantage at a corporate level, which helps an organization really stand out and deliver tremendous value to end customers. So I would say A, start with alignment, and then B, be very clear on goals and outcomes. So, for example, what is a partner type? Right? Is it a strategic alliance? Is it a distributor? Is it a reseller? And basis the goals, what are we really getting into? Do we know what the end picture is? And then work backwards and see what is it that we need to get clarity on, where is it that we need to drive synergies, and how do we then govern the measurement in a very robust way through monthly business reviews, quarterly business reviews, as well as aligning folks across the organization. It all starts with executive, right? the folks at the highest cadre align at an executive level. But what I've seen from my experience is the real magic happens on the field, is when the field is aligned, when the industry leader is aligned with the industry leader in the alliance organization, when the solution specialist is aligned with the solution specialist in the alliance organization, when the marketing folks are aligned with the marketing team in the alliance organization. That then brings in a very strong cohesive strength to really drive the winning together or a better together narrative, which ultimately adds a lot of value to customers. And behind that, there is a lot of data and intelligence. So, for example, there is this target account lists and managed account lists, etc. There are a lot of data intelligence and propensity comes through the partner ecosystem, and it's about harnessing that intelligence effectively to drive joint up sales and marketing programs to drive growth profitably. I hope that helps answer the question. I know that it's been quite broad, but let me know if you'd like me to drill down on anything specifically.
Yeah, I think that's a great start. So let's go on with the next question I had in mind. So what strategic advantages do partner alliances and cloud marketplaces have over traditional direct sales channels?
In terms of the strategic advantages, so I would say that it's really a corporate strategy, right, to begin with. And when you look at the top of the table, what is it that partner alliances and the cloud marketplaces brings? Is, I would say, one, the reach and distribution is definitely far more enhanced, because we're leveraging the goodness of the already well established cloud marketplaces, be it AWS, be it Microsoft, be it Google, even be it Salesforce, the Snowflake ecosystem. The second way, and from a customer point of view, there is a lot of value which end customers get because it's a self-serve buying experience. Rather than having direct sellers chase customers, customers are in a position to bring power back to themselves and see, hey, is this really something which I want? And do I have cloud commits, for example? Do I have cloud commits on AWS, right?
Yes.
And can I leverage these cloud commits to buy complementary solutions, products, etc. through the marketplace, so the power is in the customer's hands. It is also that procurement and purchasing becomes so much more easier, right? Because we already have presence on the marketplace, already have the cloud commit, and then the data integration and these things helps to in the buying experience. And again, from an organizational standpoint, where marketplaces and alliances really help, is you can think of it as an extension of the sales organization. Now, there are two ways to build a sales organization, right? You can either have a massive sales organization and just leverage direct sales, or you can have a direct sales organization, of course, is very important, but then you can also leverage the partner sales organization, you can leverage marketplaces, which in turn act as an extension of the in-house sales organization to drive synergies, to drive the joint value to customers. However, the thing to keep in mind is that there is a lot of commitment needed from a programs perspective, an investment perspective, resources perspective, and more importantly from an alignment perspective, to make sure that there is strong alignment internally and strong alignment with the alliance partner. And even in the case of marketplace, right? What is that solution offering which is going up on marketplace, and how does that solution offer on the marketplace add value when compared to the direct sales motion? What are the pricing one needs to consider? Because on the marketplaces, as you're aware, there are public offers, there are also private offers. So for example, in the case of SIs and GSIs, how do we leverage the private offers to give a lot of value to the end customer, depending on where the customer is as part of the cloud and digital transformation. So yes, there's a lot of advantages. I would say it is faster time to market, lower cost of acquisition, and leveraging intelligence from the ecosystem.
So next, how should we think about ecosystem-led marketing, and what key metrics define partner marketing success?
That's a great question. I would say when you look at ecosystem-led marketing, I look at it as primarily three go-to-market motions. Okay. The first one being marketing to end customers. Right? What is that motion which is direct marketing to reach out to new customers? in terms of building brand and building demand. The second method is reaching out to end customers through the partner, right? Where we have the co-marketing campaigns, joint up approach, leveraging MDF, right? Leveraging the partner resources to drive a joint, well-oiled marketing engine. And the third track, which is also interesting, is how to market to the partner audience, to the partner organization, to have the organization and solution areas as top of the mind within the partner sales and partner solutions organization, which is primarily two partner. So I would say two customer through partner, and then two partner directly are the three motions of really driving ecosystem-led growth in a very holistic manner, and the role which marketing can help play in that motion.
And the second part of question was, what key metrics define success in those kind of campaigns?
In terms of success metrics, I would say the North Star metric is, of course, revenue, right? What is the revenue recognized through marketing and demand generation efforts? But even before going to revenue, it starts from the marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads, the number of opportunities. The number of opportunities, not just which appears on a company's internal CRM like Salesforce, but also what are the opportunities being captured on the partner center, for example, right, which is the partner organization's system of record. And then how are these opportunities are then being tagged with the right co-marketing campaign codes? Because that's when you can specifically look at which marketing campaign, which demand gen campaign brought in how many opportunities and brought in how much of pipeline, right? And what does that reflect in internal CRM system, and how does that reflect in the partner portal of record? And ultimately, what is the revenue and the closed one, which marketing directly contributes to revenue and the sales organization? So it's very interesting, and the key thing in all of this is to have a very strong, robust governance process. Because one thing is just running marketing as a creative engine, as an execution engine, but then the second part where it gets really interesting is building in a strong, robust governance framework to make sure that all of the goodness is being captured and the data-driven insights are being realized, and the joint values is being realized as part of, let's say, the co-marketing campaigns, which one runs along with the partner alliance. So that is, I think these are some of the ways that I would say really helps to look at the metrics in a holistic manner.
Perfect. Yeah. So let's move on to challenges. What are the common challenges companies face when scaling partner-led GTM strategies? And adding on to that, like, what are some tips on how to overcome those challenges?
So some of the challenges which I have seen is that a lot of organizations approach the partner alliance as just another channel, right? For example, as a reseller or a distributor. And that model in my mind does not work, because it needs to be thought of in a different way. And especially for an enterprise, for an organization which is excelled in the direct sales model, there needs to be some amount of cultural transformation to bring in to the stakeholders as to what is the value which partner alliances drive, and how do you kind of run the direct sales and the co-sell motions together. But taking it one level down into marketing, so I would say it's not about taking value, but it's about giving value initially, right? And especially when you work with the bigger alliance partners, it's about, hey, what is the value which I can give them? How do I get their sellers and their solution specialists really interested and want to refer my solution, right, in their customer conversations? And that value proposition, I think, needs to be clearly thought about and needs to be very strong. Because when we start giving, is then with a lot of patience is when we can start to then expect opportunities and expect pipeline coming in.
Correct.
I would also say that have a lot of patience. It is a long-term game. Especially alliances is a long-term game. It's not that you can turn on the engine for 3 months and expect magic. Nothing will happen in 3 months. Let's be honest. It takes time. So the way I think about it personally is strategic alliances is like a marriage, right? When two folks come together, they're really thinking for the long term. They're thinking for 50 years. they're not thinking for 3 months. So when executives approach with that mindset, that's when the alliance can actually deliver value. And then it's important to make sure that expectations can change. Just like in a marriage, at 25, 35, 45, there are different expectations. So it's really important to make sure that, hey, are we in tune with the right expectations as to where we are now, and how do we see growth going forward in the next 18 months, 24 months, and keep fine tuning to it. So I would also say adaptability and being agile, and really the open communication is so important. Open communication is very important in a marriage. Similarly, open communication is equally important in a strategic alliance.
That's a great analogy. Yeah. Thanks so much for that. So now let's move on to the next advice you might have for business leaders who are just beginning to explore partner-led growth models.
I think we covered some of those points in the previous answer itself. That's hey, start small, think about it long term. Start by giving value. Only when you give value is then you can get value, and then it is not something which can be turned on and deliver immediate value. Also think about what is the governance framework which you want to have, and for a company starting out for the first time, I would also say think about the alignment which you need. It's not that you hire one marketing leader or you hire one partnerships leader and then expect magic to happen. The reality may be that nothing may change, right? So really think about what is your corporate strategy, where is the long-term growth through the alliances and partner ecosystem, and then what is the alignment structure which you need to set up both internally and externally to bring in synergies between the solution organization, the sales organization, the marketing organization, and the executive connects to actually make the magic happen. And the magic happens in the field, right? So how to really enable that field to be successful. And just taking a step back, we also have to think about what do the compensation models look like, for example, right? In terms of partner program, and is that aligned with, for example, the direct sales motion, and how do you kind of differentiate to make sure it is also well aligned from a field seller's perspective.
Just a couple of follow-up questions to that I had. So one thing, like, is there any seasonality in partnerships? Because you said it's a long-term game, and especially for someone establishing new partnership, like, is there a good time of the year to start the efforts, or when do companies typically show more time or more commitment towards partnerships?
That's a very interesting question. There is no right time. Right? There is a saying which says the best time is today. So if you want to start something, start today. But then looking at it more realistically, so I would say once a founder or the founding team have clarity on what the business model is and what is the role of the partner alliance and the partner ecosystem in delivering value to the customer, and how do they see growth coming in through that ecosystem. I think once some of these things are thought about, then is the right time to think about whom should I partner with, and how should I make the partnership work. It's also important to start small. Maybe start with one partner, show success, because it's also about showing success internally, right? One is having success with the partner outside, but then bringing this internal evangelization, which is, hey, does my sales team know, does my marketing team know, does my solutions team know, does my GTM function, are they well aware of what success is happening in the field through partners, and then taking people along that journey. So I think if I could add that would be the one piece to help strengthen this.
And what are the importance of having community? I think you are part of a community yourself, and is there some resources that any new partner team can get, or is there some kind of a benefit in terms of knowledge sharing and leadership experience? What are the other values that they can get?
I think being part of a community helps to get like-minded folks together. In this case, I'm a member of the partnership leaders community, and this is something which I do on a personal level outside of my work commitments. So it helps me as a professional to understand what are the ecosystem dynamics, right? And not just partner sales, but then partnerships is a horizontal function, right? Because it touches sales, it touches marketing, it touches operations, it also touches the executive level. So how does go-to-market through partners happen? And then what are the success metrics which my function, which is marketing demand gen, help to deliver superior partnerships? So it has been of a lot of help for me as a professional. Where I would say it can also give value to others is to have that one-on-one connects with people in your similar domain. For example, you can be a partner professional in an ISV and you want to talk to other ISVs in a similar stage to understand what have been their growth challenges. So then that's where the community comes in. There are also frequent meetups which happen, which brings members together in an in-person setup. For example, next month I'm hosting a meetup along with some of my colleagues from the community. We're going to be bringing in folks who are heads of marketing, chief marketing officers, and founders of marketing agencies to talk about the role of strategic marketing and demand gen in partnerships and what is their roadmap to help marketing professionals, right, achieve success in partnerships and in channel. And that promises to be a very engaging meetup which is happening in the month of March 2025 in Bangalore. So for folks who are around, do feel free to come by. It will be a great way to connect with the community.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I'll try to join the event as well. So one last question, is there anything you're excited about or focusing on in the coming months?
I think we briefly touched about it. One of the things which I'm excited about is the partner marketing event which is happening, scheduled for next month. So that is one thing which I'm looking for. Some of the other things I'm looking for is to understand in 2025 specifically, how has go-to-market evolved in today's AI and generative AI era. So every day we see a lot of news around advancements in generative AI, right?
Correct.
With companies, with acquisitions, with partnerships. So what does that space look like? And how do businesses need to transform their go-to-market, marketing, partnership, sales organizations to be resilient and to win in this AI first era? So that is something which I'm really looking forward to learn from others and to shape my perspectives around it.
Amazing. That was a great conversation, Suraj. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and share your wonderful insights for other partner leaders. Any closing thoughts you would like to share? If not, we can just wrap it up here.
I think thanks for having me, Guhan. I enjoyed our conversation. And yeah, let's keep in touch and meet soon.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.